You're listening to the broadcast on rootsmedia.ca.
Stop playing in the sandbox. Post 9/11 security. Illegal taxation. Good Friday to you. It is April the 16th of 2010. This is Ernie Hiltz, and you are listening to the Roots broadcast. Duncan's First Nation and Horse Lake First Nation are seeking legal action from the Supreme Court of Canada to have regulations in tar sand development, including proper Aboriginal consultations for sustainability and respect. Our traditional territory is being overrun and cut to pieces by oil sands, major pipelines, gas fields, and major power projects, says Chief Tessowich of Duncan's First Nation, and that development on this scale is making our treaty rights meaningless and threatens our traditional way of life. Chief Rick Horseman of the Horse Lake First Nation says it's like watching a game of musical chairs where everyone is saying they are addressing our concerns, rights, and interests, but no one actually gets down to it and does it. We need a referee in Alberta that will deal with First Nations in a serious and impartial way and blow the whistle when our rights are being trampled. Come 2004, 43% of those in 1975 with mercury levels above Health Canada guidelines have died. Between 1962 and 1970, a Dryden, Ontario paper mill dumped 9,000 kilograms of mercury into the Wabigoon River. Fishing of the Wabigoon River was banned in 1970 due to level of mercury. Japanese neurologist Dr. Mazumi Harada first visited the people of Grassy Narrows to research their health issues of twitching, dizziness, eye problems, and birth defects. Not only does it affect the health of the people along the Wabigoon, but limits their resources and hits their economy. Hundreds of people gathered at Queen's Park last week on Wednesday to continue to raise awareness of their issue. Health Canada ended area monitoring of mercury levels in 1999. Tuesday last week, Earthroots Environmental Group released a report of the mercury problems. Ontario Premier Dalton McGuinty says we have a report, apparently which says we have a continuing problem, and this contrasts with the federal government saying things are under control. The RCMP guards on Parliament Hill will have a new secondary weapon added to their arsenal. Their current secondary weapons are shotguns, which are stored away out of sight. Their new secondary weapons of choice are MP5 submachine guns, which will give a clearer shot, opposed to shotguns. Smells good, looks like juice, but don't drink it. A 2-year-old from Newfoundland and Labrador swallowed poisonous scented oil from an air freshener. Following this case, parents were urged to keep such products out of reach. If swallowed, it is best to contact your Poison Information Center and bring the product with the child to the hospital. A not-for-profit licensing company out of Toronto has been billing restaurants for the music they play. Music adds value to businesses, says Resound's Martin Gagnier. Since 2006, Resound has had the authority from the Copyright Board of Canada to collect a background music tariff going back to 2003. Royalties collected by Resound are distributed equally to member organizations, artists, and record companies. After being sentenced and released last month, the only convicted film pirate, Geremi Adam of Montreal, died. His lawyer commented, saying his death could have been from an overdose of prescription medication. Monday before last, Vice President of the Carleton University Students Association and his roommate were attacked in Quebec by who was believed to be other Carleton University students. The vice president, who has a Facebook site supporting Israel, and the roommate being on the board of the Israel Awareness Committee, were called Zionists and Jews by a group of around 10 men. The vice president was struck in the back of the head, and they ran into a bar where there was security presence. When they thought it was safe to leave, they made an attempt to cross back into Ottawa, where a car met up with them. One of the attackers said to open the trunk, while another pulled out a machete. The two were able to flee to safety and reported the attack to Gatineau police. Security researchers at the University of Toronto Citizen Lab, in association with Ottawa's SecDev Group, the Chinese Computer Emergency Response Team, and the U.S. Shadow Server Foundation, released a report Tuesday last week stating that hackers with servers in China and the U.S. have accessed the offices of the Dalai Lama, Indian government, and United Nations, along with other countries including Canada. The servers stored top-secret military documents, visas for traveling Canadians, and other sensitive information. United States President Obama wants more privatization of space exploration. His plan is a $6 billion budget for 5 years to bring private companies to compete in design and build of spacecrafts and flight conduction to the International Space Station. Obama wants to expand human exploration of space beyond the moon. Eco-destruction causes economic fear. U.S. Glacier National Park lost 2 glaciers due to climate change. The glaciers have been melting since 1850, however, since the mid-1960s, each glacier lost 55% of their size. There are environmental concerns of lower stream flow impacting fishing and whitewater rafting tourism. Thursday, April 22nd, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. will be an Aboriginal protest against the illegal HST. A Facebook event page says the HST is in violation of treaties with First Nations and that a nation cannot tax another nation. The page also says that tax is not only a First Nations violation of rights, it is also a violation of rights of the taxpayer. That's all for now. Thank you for listening to the Roots broadcast.